And so because Christ suffered for the sake of the Christian, Christians can suffer for the sake of Christ. We can experience suffering, and we don't have to do that in despair, but we can do that with confidence. Because Jesus is who he is. Because Jesus is God himself, because he is the great I am, because he is the same yesterday, today, and forever, because he is the God who helps, because he is the God who never leaves us and never forsakes us. And David knew this. We saw this in the Psalms as well. Those were the beautiful words. How David looked forward to Jesus with faith. And he's praying in Psalm 56 that those who hope in the Lord will not be put to shame. But we can go to another Psalm of David, Psalm 25, and we read his confidence there that indeed no one who hopes in the Lord will ever be put to shame. A statement of faith. And he's constantly doing that, isn't he? Constantly confessing the Lord's steadfast love and his saving faithfulness. And so Psalm 69, towards the end, we read these words. Verse 33, "For the Lord hears the needy, and he does not despise his own people who are prisoners." We could say those who are persecuted. And then, of course, what a beautiful profession of faith at the end of chapter 56. "You have kept count of my tossings. Put my tears in your bottle." You ever cried on your own? Lots of tears flowing and you're all alone? God knows those tears. They're precious to him. "You've put my tears in your bottle," says David. "Are they not in your book? Then my enemies will turn back in the day when I call. This I know that God is for me. In God whose word I praise, in the Lord whose word I praise. In God I trust, I shall not be afraid. What can man do to me?" That's a testimony of David's faith. That's also, as we begin to close, the testimony that we receive from many of our brothers and sisters who are persecuted throughout this world. In the most horrific of circumstances, they say, "This I know that God is for me. In God I trust. I will not be afraid." You see, they can say that because their focus is not on their situation, but their focus is on the other. It's on their Savior. And this other-focused living allows them to move forward despite all that they're facing with strength and confidence and hope. Do you share this strength and confidence and hope? Can you also confidently say, "The Lord is my helper. I will not fear. What can man do to me?" Is your focus on another, on Jesus? Because as you look to him, you can run your race with endurance, no matter what comes your way. That's language from Hebrews 12. As you focus on him, as you consider him, you will not grow weary or faint-hearted. But when Jesus is your Lord and your Savior, then you can live out of him. You can live out of the joy and the comfort of belonging to him. And then this will show itself in an openness to the other. Being open to showing brotherly love. Being open to showing honor to the institution of marriage, despite what this world may say. Being open with our money. Being open to showing hospitality to strangers. Being open to the needs of our persecuted brothers and sisters. Open, in fact, to whatever comes our way, no matter how horrific. Because we're content in knowing that God is for me. And we're confident in trusting that he has delivered me. So David ends Psalm 56, and we end our message with these words. "I must perform my vows to you, O God. I will render thank offerings to you, for you have delivered my soul from death, yes, my feet from falling, that I may walk before God in the light of life." Amen.